Hey fourth graders, this is Miss Wayland. I wanted to give you a lesson on adding mixed numbers, but first let's talk about what a mixed number is. So if I have 3 and 3/4, that's not a normal fraction, right? I've got a whole, which is the 3, and then a part, which is the 3/4. So when you have whole numbers and fractions, we call it a mixed number because it has those two mixed things, okay? Okay, so when we're adding mixed numbers, sorry, you can probably hear my cat. When we're adding mixed numbers, what we're going to do is use the associative property. That's the one with the parentheses, right? To move stuff around a little bit. So our first problem is Madison made a fruit salad. She used 3 1/4 cup of strawberries and 2 1/4 cup of blueberries. How many cups of berries did Madison use altogether? Okay, make sure you've got a pen and paper, pencil and paper, whiteboard, something for you to write down. So you should be doing this with me and keeping up with me. Okay, pause it if you need to get it, and I'm going to move on. All right, so first off, this 3 1/4 is the same as 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1/4. Yeah? 3 1/4. So 2 1/4 is 1 plus 1 plus 1/4. Okay? So then we're going to add all of that together. We might as well group it differently. So we can group 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 together. I ask, where did you get that? These guys and these guys. Okay? 3 and 2. 3 and 2. I've got, oh, missed one. 3 and 2, right? Okay. So then left over, I have these. So plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Okay? So then, when I add all of those together, how many holes do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And how many parts? 1/4 plus 1/4 is 2/4. Okay, but we want simplest form. So factors of 2, 1 and 2. Factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. What is my greatest common factor? 2. So then divide by 2 over 2 to get 1/2. 2/4 is equal to 1/2. So I have 5 and 1/2. Make sure you have your whole and your parts all together at the end, okay? So my answer is 5.5 cups of berries. You with me there? All right. Go ahead and move on to your next piece of paper and we'll do our next problem. Okay. Got it all. So we can also write each number as an improper fraction. So instead of using the associative property and grouping all of the wholes together and all of the parts together like we did on our last one, we can also turn each number into an improper fraction. So if we have find 1 1/3 plus 2 1/3. Okay, so an improper fraction has a greater number in the numerator than the denominator. Right now, the number that is greater is in the denominator, like a proper fraction. So we're going to turn these into improper fractions. So for 1 and 1/3, the 1 is equal to 3/3, and the 1/3. Okay, so if we have 3/3 and 1/3 all together, how many thirds do we have? We have 4 thirds. Okay, so if we have 2 and 1/3, I'm going to say that all goes with this guy. So 2 and 1/3. So we have, here's 1, 2, here's our 2. This is equal to 1 because it has the same numerator and denominator. This is equal to 1, it has the same numerator and denominator. And then we got one more piece. We have our 1/3 plus 1/3. All right, so all together we have 3/3, 3/3, and 1/3, which is 3, 3, and 1, 7 thirds. There's our improper fraction. The number in the numerator is greater than the number in the denominator. Okay, so what was our original problem though? Find 1 and 1/3 plus 2 and 1/3. So we know that 1 and 1/3 is equal to 4 thirds, right? And 2 and 1/3 is equal to 7 thirds. Ooh, my marker's running out. 7 thirds. So all together, if we have 4 thirds and 7 thirds, how many thirds do we have? 7 plus 4, we have 11 thirds. Okay, but wait, we're not done. When you have 11 thirds, that's equal to 3/3 plus 3/3 plus 3/3. There's 3, 6, 9 so far, and I have 2 more, plus 2/3, right? 11 is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. This guy is equal to 1, right? Equal to 1, equal to 1, because the same number in the numerator and denominator, and then I've got my 2/3. So I have 1, 2, 3. 3 is my whole number. Sorry, can't see it. 3, and then also this guy, 2/3. 3 and 2/3 is what we're looking for there. Okay. So this time, I'm going to give you the problem, and I'm going to set you up for it, but then I'm going to have you pause, try it on your own, and then you can unpause and have me walk you through the problem, okay? So let me erase. Okay. First one, we need to find the sum and write in simplest form. We have 2 and 3/6 plus 2 and 1/6. I really like using associative property, so I'm going to do that for this problem. Okay, so I need to have my whole numbers plus my fractional part and my whole numbers plus my fractional part to get my answer. Okay, go ahead and pause and finish solving this on your own, please. Okay, now that you've solved it on your own, you can go ahead and watch me do it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 whole numbers. So I'm going to group those all together because associative property says it doesn't matter how you group things when you're adding. Okay, there's my 4. And then I have a fractional part here and a fractional part here. So I'm going to add those together. Okay, so when I do that, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. And then 3/6 and 1/6 equals 4/6, but I'm not done because I asked you to find it in simplest form, right? So that 4/6, what are the factors of 4? Are 1, 2, and 4. The factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. My greatest common factor is 2. So both of these are going to get divided by 2. My whole number here is just going to hang out for a second and then we'll get back to it, okay? So the 4/6 divided by 2 over 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 4/6 in simplest form is 2/3. Okay, so I've got that 2/3, but don't forget about your whole number. I need to bring those all back together at the very end. I have my whole number, 4, gosh. And then my fractional part, 2/3. Okay, that is my final answer. 4 2/3. How'd that go?